I see two people waiting. I spy with my little S and something beginning with Q. Oh, I just wanted to show you what cards I pulled out of a new deck that I've got, and then one that I didn't think was there was on top of it. I just turned it over, and it's very going with the energies that I'm going to talk about, and the mixed chat energies in Q, and about people's energy at the minute, you know, and all this stuff. I've got pink on today. I did have my Q top on earlier, but I'm going camping soon and needed a pink hoodie thing, so I got myself a warm cardigan thingy in pink to go with my pink wellies. I'm going to show you my pink wellies actually. Hi Tapper. I'm just going to show these because I know some ladies are going to like them, but I have my little wellies, what I like garden wellies, and then I needed some big tall wellies just in case, because you just never know with camping. But I didn't want boring black ones, so I got these. Yay! Big pink wellies. They'll match my top. So if you don't know, one of my favourite colours is pink. I am quite girly. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to write that down now so I don't forget, because I never really write things down because I just go with the flow, and if I do write things down I end up not reading them. So I'm just going to put this to remind me, because when I'm in the flow I forget. Dress sense. Yeah. Let me just see who's in chat. I'm going to show you these cards in a minute, and I've got to get out of the way the dream that I had last night. Dreaming loads, it's brilliant. Metaphor thing, whatever you call it. So I don't know who's in chat. Hey Billy. So I'll just get this out of the way while people come in. There's 7 in the chat at the minute. I pulled some cards. I got this new deck because I have many decks. I think I've got 20 odd on these 2 shelves. I've collected them for years. My first tarot deck, you know, some of these are oracles I had years and years and years ago, because there seems to be people out there who seem to think that I've just gotten bored with them or something to look like a spiritual something or other, which I will go into again, because this is part of the chat of energy, people's energy, where people reside in their negativity, who like to pull other people down. So I got this new deck called Keepers of the Light, you know, because it's quite relevant for what's going on right now, especially with one of my favourite ones, which is, you know, people get freaked out by tarot cards or oracle cards. They're not mainly like oracle cards. It's only the divine or higher self working through you. Anyway, people channel many different ways. This beautiful one, Work Your Light. And I'll show you, and this was only a cheap one, I'll show you what I got this morning, thinking on things this week. Are we on Tuesday? We're only on Tuesday. So I got Charity, this one. And these are little, you know, they're only thin cards. Prayer and contemplation. Well, prayer and contemplation is needed at this time, and people should be thinking and having contemplation on their actions towards things, and reflecting on stuff at the minute. It says contact with heaven, ask and you shall receive, which will go into the energy chat when I get going. Then we've got Horus, and this one was Horus, the cosmic gateway. Well, that's what our cosmic friends. Your thoughts are magnetic, as most of us know, and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Now, these are the cards I pulled for myself this morning, because I normally pull cards in the morning, just for me. But obviously, it is what's going on right now. But this all interlinks with the actual, before I knew it, chat that I was going to do anyway on energy, so there you go. Hi Jess. And then the last one, well, it isn't the last one because I've just seen another one that was on turned the other way around, which I didn't think was on top, and I just turned it over. So Sacred Vision is this one. With the roses in the background, funny enough, when I did that picture of the roses. But I had, what was the card? The Priestess of the Roses in one of my cards. I mean, we know roses are like highest form of frequency as well. Choose to forgive in order to heal. That is what we're doing. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. It does, but you do have to put boundaries up sometimes, as contradicting as that sounds, in a sense. And that probably makes no sense. Hi, William. And then the one that I just turned over says, the Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. As I was saying the other day, we're all on a path, we're all on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness, and this is what goes into the chat that I was about to do today anyway, and this was this morning. Hiya, Mary. So that was quite relevant to the energy chat of when I get into this. However, I'm going to get into it. I'm on a bit of a buzzing mood, which means I could be in one of my funny moods. The glasses may come on, they may not. You know, when I get a bit feisty. You are allowed to be feisty. There seems to be a lot of people out there that think if you're saying you're spiritual, which we all are anyway, and always were, that you can't speak out, and you can't speak out your truth, and you can't get a bit feisty. Yes, you can. And you can't put boundaries up. Yes, you can. You can forgive people, but it doesn't mean you forget, you know. You just forgive, and it doesn't mean, hi Mark, hi Christian, it doesn't mean that you have to, like I said, greetings. You can be around a group of friends and not really like another group of friends that your group of friends are friends with. And you just don't want to hang out in their energy. Someone might, you know, which I will go into, someone might do something that you might seem classed as bad, maybe in the past or whatever, and you'll forgive that person. I've had that, and I forgive that person, but I wouldn't choose to get back with that person or hang around really with that person. Be civil, yeah, you know, if I have to be, but I just wouldn't, 17 and I just wouldn't choose to be around that person or them people, if anyone gets what I'm saying. You know, there's just some people you click with more and some people you don't. It doesn't mean you don't like the people. It's just energy, isn't it? It's just energy. Energy, energy, energy. Do as I will. It's up to you. Exactly, Jess. And when I'm feisty because that is another part of me. It is. People going about shadow. Your shadow, you know, we're all talking about dark to light. Now, we all have a feistiness in us. Some people are not as feisty because they're scared of talking out, you know, instead of, you know, but everyone has that feisty side. And that feisty side is needed when it's needed. It doesn't mean you have to be feisty all the time. We are all battling against our you know, other side of ourself, but that other side of ourself is still a part of us, and it's not getting rid of it, it's just getting it back under control. As we know, the dark was too much over the light, and it all just needs to be in balance. We know that, saying that we're 22 on the chat, and it's gone down to 21, as I say. Hang on a minute, I'm just getting a message somewhere. So yeah, there's certain ways, yes, that people do certain ways, because I'm in the belief that with all this light workers, star seeds, healers, blah, 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 whatever you want to say, whatever we want to put the word as, it's the words that mix everything up, as we know, words are spells, blah, blah, blah. There's different waves of truthers, awakened ones, starseed, lightworkers, whatever you want to say. They were way back in the day. But I've said this before, the difference is now. Hang on, sorry. Funny. You know, different waves of that, but the difference today is now, a lot of people go on about the past, and that is what gets on my nerves, gets up my nostrils. They all go on about, yes, we know about the New World Order, we know what their thing was, we know 1984, we know about CERN, we know about HARP machine, we know about all that. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit distracted there. Evening vibe tribe, yeah. So what was I saying? Sorry, I've got messages going on. Everyone like trying to multitask here. Yeah. So sorry, I got rid of that now thing. So yeah, there's different waves, but the biggest thing now is it's different now. It's not about the past. That's all happened, we know. It's about the now. And what is happening now, it's an age of information where people have got more hands-on, sort of like more, what's the word, more, oh, what's the word, more access to information. And people can sit there, because I've heard it off the people that are trying to, whatever it is they're trying to do, go on about me at the minute in the YouTube community about, oh, you mustn't read book. You know, you can have all the books in the world. I knew who this person was aiming at. You can have all the books in the world that you want and wear all the jewellery that you want and the clothes and your hair that makes you look spiritual. What? Why do you think they had book burnings years ago? It's not just because people knew years ago, or people are in the etheric realms all the time, or in the Akashic records, that tuning into themselves. They think they're better than anybody else because people are looking at stuff. People do that as well, but people like to read about stuff as well, especially older books. That's not for anyone to say that someone can't do that. Especially for the people who are quite like not open-minded. I'm very open-minded, not open-minded about spiritualness and what's beyond the veil, and I'm open to everything. So they'll go and read books. I just like books anyway. Books are like an old traditional thing. You know, now it's the internet, which I'm not really that good at, and I don't like tech. But, you know, back in the days they used to book burn. They would want to get rid of all the books. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to address that whole energy of that thing with people picking out people's new hairstyle or the jewellery that they wear that I actually make myself. And that sort of stuff of the spiritual community, hating on the spiritual community because it's absolutely like a playground and it's childish. Hi, Dave. Well, Dave, I will. It's sort of going to be in this chat because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's not actually that person as well, but someone commenting over there that I read, because I have sent her an email, by the way, to put my 10 pence piece across, and I did say what I said on here, but some guy, which it might be a guy, I don't know if it's a grown guy, but there again, there it is again, or if it's a child. Hang on 1 minute. Hello? Sorry. If it's a child or a young person, younger than me, I don't know, but what this goes into energy, so it's going to be brought up again. It's just that you've jogged my memory. When people are in fear, they attack people. And I don't mean attack people just saying, oh, I'm not into Q, you should be blah, blah, blah. I don't mean like that. I mean abusively attack people where they're swearing, effing and jeffing on people's channels and on the comments and saying, yeah, definitely, and saying that, hang on, the sort of words like, and I'm just bringing this as a true example, you know, because we all get this, and, you know, it's not, it's what people do, it's where they're at in their energy. That's what some people don't seem to understand. They show the true colours. I can get triggered, everyone's seen me get triggered on it, but I haven't abused someone as in, for example, I'll give you an example right now. This person said on that person's channel, the fools are fighting for Dolly, mate, let's teach her a lesson. Who's fighting? Who's trying to cause aggro? And then one of the other ones was, see if I can find it. It's quite disgusting, actually. I'm sorry to hear about the fighting with Dolly. Fighting with... Who's fighting with her? I absolutely hate her for this ignorance. I will tell her off if I meet the bitch. Sending you lots of love and thanks for the messages the other day. Love you. I'm like, what are these people on? You know? And then, saying that they're having a hard time. Well, I'm not surprised. Yeah, and then this person off there says, typical convert narcissism are really tricky to expose. Such a big injustice and lack of integrity and outright dishonesty. Right. Using a person taking advantage to make an impression to a group of people, pretending you're something that you are not. I wish the truth would come out because this is not just personal, but this is happening a lot in the spiritual communities. You don't say, and I will address this yet again, not just about that person doing whatever they're doing, trying to cause whatever they're trying to cause. It's just absolutely ridiculous. No, it's the same person, Lois, but it's just brought up in that way because I'm talking about energy. When you've got people, I'll tell you why I'll speak out. I despise liars and well, yeah, I despise liars because this is what got us here in the first place of the whole truth and everything that's ever happened, because we all know we've been lied to basically through these, you know, from elite families and stuff. We all know we've been lied to. So I despise people who lie, and I despise people who go on the attack in an abusive manner, like that, like saying they're going to do something if they meet me. They don't know me. They're just getting filled in by whatever that person on that channel is trying to achieve, which is, I don't know. They go on about, it is reflecting, they go on about that sort of thing in the spiritual community, yet that's what they're doing. Hello? And I think there's people out there that just don't get it or can't let it lie when people don't want to be in their energy. And the thing is, I was right with my intuitiveness not to be in that energy over there because I've seen the true colours with what they were putting out the other day on someone's channel. And if that's what she was talking about of deceitful to someone on that channel, meaning Tatted T, I've known Tatted T for a long time, so she was wrong in that. But at the end of the day, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if she isn't in the same wavelength of me with Q, then don't watch my channel. But the whole thing, like I said, with the slander thing about my artwork and all that was just absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, this is where it goes into again of the energy thing. What energy are you in right now? Because fearing, anxiety, fear, attacking people, I would say abusively, that other person, that's fear. And fear doesn't come from a positive, uplifted light side. It comes from negative energy. And that's all I will say, because that is a form of negativity. Fact, you know. If you've got a channel and you're doing your thing and you've got your own little community over there, which that person has and a lot of other people do on their own shows, do your own thing and stop worrying about other people. It's dark to light and the people will be seen. And there's a lot of people out there that are getting mixed up in the energies because there's a lot flying about and are going mad at people who it's nothing to do with, because it's even like in the streets, people are getting mad with certain protests and all this, which is nothing to do with we the people. It's to do with the ones above, the elites above us and something above them. Do you know what I mean? Going for the wrong people. Never met me. And I will just say as well why we're on this subject, because I'm talking about Q as well. No, you won't get a notification. As you know, if the people who've been on my show from the beginning or quite a few years, I've gone from having short hair from when I dyed my hair blonde and it went wrong and I had to have it cut off, so I had short hair. And then obviously it grew out and people have seen many different stages of my hair growing out, and then I had it red and then this, that and the other. Yes, boom shalaka, there are many different stages of awakening. There is, and people seem to get their ass out when people don't wake up the way they did. And I'm sorry, but yes, there are people that have gone through a lot of shit. They've gone through bad times, alcoholism, drugism, even Laura Eisenhower talks about that. All this stuff where they've had to take stuff because they've can't get stuff out and this and that, and they've had to go through a lot and learn a lot, where a lot of people have woke up and haven't had to do as half as much as those did or those before. That's just how it is. And if people are brooding over that 33 in the chat, that's ridiculous, because we're all there fighting a good fight. It is a spiritual war. It has been a silent war for very many years. We haven't been told the truth, and that is a fact. It's one fact I do know. Fellow Lancashire chiller, hi boxing. So, so obviously through my channel, I've always been a positive person on my channel. So that's another thing where she's wrong. You've seen me do many other things when I was doing my witchy ways, which was just when, esoteric stuff, because I still believe in all that stuff. Alchemy is our body's chemicals. Alchemy is what we're doing, the transformation. It's all to do with how you transmute, transcend, or take within the energies all around us, from planets and around us, and people's energies that they're sending out, transmitting themselves. Everything's energy. So I've always talked about that. I've always had different hairstyles, as people know, and then I decided to have dreadlocks, because what it is with me is I was trying to find myself in that flow of, I used to dress a little bit like the 1950s, and I did the 1950s hairstyle sometimes because I love the 1950s style. I've got Marilyn Monroe over my bed in the bedroom before anyone says, yes, we know she was an MK Ultra. Just saying. And then I found my true authentic self of what I wanted. You are a divine expression of the divine, and how you express yourself is divine, and you should express yourself the way you want to, whatever makes you happy. I don't sit there thinking, 2 years ago I had my hair like this, therefore must keep it. I express myself the way I go in the flow, because we're supposed to be going in the flow, and that's the only way you're meant to go with the flow. Open-mindedness and going with the flow of the energies around you and doing what you love and doing what you want to do. and enjoying it as you do it and expressing that beautifulness of the divine creator. You can create whatever you want. If I paid attention in school as much as I have since my awakening, I'd be on vibes. Exactly. I don't know how to say your name. Wickies? Wiki? I can never say your name. Exactly. You know, and I didn't pay attention at school at all because I'm a creative visual learner. I'm not someone who can be sat there and told. So that is why if I watch a video on something and I'll see certain things and symbols, I'll take it in that way. Other people do it differently. So because this person off that channel has done it in a different way and sees other people talking about other stuff, it's like, doesn't mean, and because I'm on cue, means it's wrong. But then this is where people have got to take responsibility for people in their chat, because that person who commented is just a disgusting comment, and I'm glad it's on her side because that's just ridiculous. You know, but that's just how people are. Don't sit in the dark and don't express yourself. If you want to dress a certain way, you dress a certain way. I said, I'm not into fashion. So you've seen me evolve and change all the way through my YouTube channel because that's what we're doing, evolving, learning. Yes, we do know stuff, but we're awakening as well. But you're evolving all the time. If you're not evolving, you're stagnant. You know, you're stagnant. Oh, yeah. Mary, that's bull crap about that. Yeah, it's to do with sorrows. So I don't really talk about it. But also, I just want to throw in there why it's in my head now. That's why you'll see me when I'm talking. I don't normally have notes. I'm not prepared half the time. It just comes in as it comes in, going with the flow. I've always been like that. And I'll go off on a tangent. As you know, I had a dream last night, so I've got to tell you about that. Yeah, and Piers Morgan. Just let me read this Piers Morgan out because that cracked me up today. And by the way, when I get into Q, yeah, we'll be getting into Q soon. So, where is it? I think there's Piers Morgan with, because this will go into Q, with, who's that? Is it Maxwell? And then the Express says, Piers Morgan announces final show as he takes a break from Good Morning Britain. Really? Takes a break? Yeah. Right. Welcome to the Great Awakening. That round table, yeah, I'll be talking about that, Dave, in a minute when I get into the Q thing. Ignorance is the issue, Dolly. You flat out ignore people like us that have a different opinion. You couldn't just talk to us, same as Paul Butler. You both are. Yeah, I think you've just quoted that. Yeah, someone's just put on. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're talking about Paul Butler, and if I've got it right, Paul Butler is the guy that does the show Prime Disclosure, because I've shouted that out before, so I know that they watch me. Flat out ignore them. Like, did I ever say Paul Butler was talking to me? I've got likes off him, yeah, but like, I just watched that. Flat out ignoring, that was that person, not her. Flat out ignoring them. Yeah, and they have to F and Jeff all the time. It's like, maybe you're getting ignored because look at your language. Do you know what I mean? People don't understand why people don't want to be in other people's energies sometimes. My friend heard they're going to find parents if they go back to school in September. Oh, I'm just whatever. I mean, they've gone back to school. Mine hasn't, but the older ones have gone back to school. Piers has every summer off, by the way. He might have every summer off, but that's it. I've just seen a picture with him with Maxwell. That's Epstein's girlfriend, if anyone catches me drift. Anyone catch me drift? Just saying. Yeah, they're saying that as well. They'll be saying that she's got bloody COVID next, that bloody Maxwell. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the round table because it was absolutely brilliant. I absolutely loved it. Because, yeah, but what was I just saying about before I get onto the Q stuff? Probably. Most people who are on the TV, I mean, I'm not saying everybody, it's not everybody knows, are part of certain things, but I did think he was all right one stage, and then he started getting a bit worse talking about Trump and stuff, and I just thought, yeah, there's another one. There's another one. But like I say, I don't watch TV, so... Yeah, exactly. Never liked him anyway, exactly. So, just get a piece of pineapple. Piece of pineapple. So, someone remind me what I was just speaking about. But yeah, Tapper, what you just put in chat there just proves the point of people like that are in fear. I mean, what they in fear of me for? You know, what? Why are they so bothered with somebody like me who's got a little channel? It's not like I'm in the millions or anything. Do you know what I mean? Deary me. It's either jealousy, ego, or like, I don't know. Oh. Oh, so is this Tapper? Or is this someone pretending to be Tapper? Or is Tapper putting in what they've put in? Oh, and if it is, I saw that one where it said that I'd peed them off, so they've unsubscribed from it. It's like, I don't really care. Yeah, so... But that's what makes me laugh. I mean, if that is Tapper in chat or someone's broken into my channel or whatever, but if it's not... Oh, it's me. All right, I will take... Yeah, Tapper's just writing in what they wrote to me. But you see, where Tapper's typed in what they wrote to me, see the language. What's all that about? What's all that about? And the thing is about community. Yeah, there is a spiritual community, but there's a lot in this... I'm sorry. There's a lot in the so-called spiritual community, you know, it's truth and community, whatever, that, I'm sorry, are absolute dickheads. Are absolute dickheads. And I will say that, are absolute dickheads. They're more concerned with people instead of, if they think they're doing something right, because I'm not saying that channel isn't. She's doing her own thing and it's good. What you bothered about me for? What it is with those people on that side is they're just not into Q. You don't have to be into Q to be on this chat, but I think that's what the problem is. They think I'm steering people away. At the end of the day, I think people have got their own minds, whether they come in my chat, believe me or not. All I'm saying is research. I've always said in my chat, you don't have to believe me, watch me, or anything, but please do the research yourself. Well, at the end of the day, we all know what's going on. That's like people trying to force me to be friends with people I don't want to be friends with, because the whole thing of unity is going on right now. Yes, it is unity, not division, but it still doesn't mean I have to be part of your gang. I resonate with who I resonate with. Because like I said, I don't hate these people. Hate's a very strong word. I just don't want to reside in your energy, especially now that you're showing your true colours and the energy that you're in right now. Because there is a lot of work that people need to do, and we are all trying to do this. I'm still trying to do it. A lot of shadows, so, you know, our shadow self we're looking at, and it's bringing stuff up, so people are getting triggered. But there's a lot of people reflecting as well. This person goes on about, oh, yeah, you can have all the books you want and all the jewellery and the hair. And it's like, you go and check that channel, and a lot of the stuff is videos that they have put up from other people's videos. So they're still regurgitating other people's stuff. So to me, that's the same thing. We're all talking about the same thing because the thing is going on of the Great Awakening, no matter how you came to it. So like I said, and someone said in chat before, we all wake up with different tools and different ways. And I believe everyone has powers, but also we all tune into the ones that we align with the most, because this is about aligning with your true authentic self. So, you know, I'm happy with where I am right now. I'm happy with my channel. It's not about numbers. I'm happy with the Q thing. You know, there's people sort of fall off now and again because they think nothing's happening when it actually is. It's just that when we say we think something's going to happen, it doesn't always happen the way it's going to happen, because the dark side aren't supposed to know. The Q's not giving us everything like spot on, as in, you know, when we have perceptions of stuff and put it out because what we perceive, because obviously that side would know. It is all very coded. Yeah, and these funky energies are really pulling us about. They are, Lois, and that's why I think a lot of people are getting confused with certain stuff. There's people out there, and I couldn't give a toss because they might have looked at Q, they might have looked at videos. There's videos of people doing it that know nothing, which hence I'll go into in a minute. And they see it as part of the cabal. They see it as part of the New World Order, flip side of the coin. Well, they would do, because they've been that much in the process ages ago of awakening up. They don't think anything can come in. Like everyone goes, you think Trump's a saviour? No, I don't. I never said he was. He loves America, I know that. And it is make America great again and the world. It's like the new Atlantis. America went to be the free world, if you want to say it. You know, and that's why they went after Federal Reserve and all that most of us know about. Yeah, I hope everyone's surviving okay. Had a few ups and downs recently. Is cognitive dissonance. Yeah, and that cognitive dissonance is so massive still. It's like this. It's like, oh my God, you know. But like I said, people screaming about spiritual communities and unity are the ones that actually do all the dividing, because as some of you will know, when I got into the flat earth thing, and I'm not saying anything now because I'm just saying I don't know what shape it is, I just know we've been lied to. Do you remember Dave Tapper, anyone who was there at the time, all the shit me and Roxanne got off certain shitty channels that went on about unity not being unity? But then you look at these people and think, yeah, but I still wouldn't hang around with you either, because you're the ones putting all the crap out about people and talking about it, but then you're the ones spouting all the crap. And they're normally the ones that F, Jeff, go on, the ones that are very like 33, the ones that are very like abusive. And like I said before, I don't stand for people who blatantly lie about people and blatantly attack people abusively. Right? Because I've been in that energy in the past and I know what that energy looks like. And when someone shouts out narcissist, they want to take a look in the mirror. I know what a narcissist is. I've been around one. I know that type of energy. They lie and they're abusive. So sit on that and swivel. And that's all I can say about that. And that is another reason why people won't, you know, get so scared of moving along, going with the flow, letting things go, letting old beliefs go, old routines, because that is what they're doing. That's what I've talked about for ages, seeing as this person seems to think I'm mimicking them, and I'm not mimicking nothing. We're all talking about the same thing because it is in the collective consciousness. But you do what you want to do. You want to start dressing a different way. Do it. Express your divine expressive self. Do you know what I mean? Don't be worried about what other people think and what other people say. You know, I got triggered the other day. Yes, it wasn't the fact that, she don't believe what I'm saying about certain stuff. It's the fact that she blatantly lied about my artwork. Slander. You know, and stuff. But anyway, less about that person. So today I was having my tea and I thought, what's this now? Oh, and by the way, I do share channels, because obviously I share channels because it's nice to share, to see what people are resonating with people about in the communities, because there's a lot of lovely people in the communities, you know. And I have been sharing lately. What do you think about Kanye? Well, I do believe Kanye could run. I don't know if he's going to run properly. We'll have to see. It could just be a thing that they're putting up there at the minute to get all the Dems running around, because they know if Kanye does really run, they're fucked. They'll get the black vote. They're buggered, basically. Biden's buggered. I mean, Biden's buggered anyway, but they'll be absolutely cacking themselves, because who does Kanye support? Because like I said, it's not about Republicans and Democrats. It's about good and evil, basically. Yeah, no, he's not an MK Ultra slave. He was an MK Ultra victim because he's broke away from the MK Ultra because he had a breakdown in, I can't remember when it was, when he got on stage and he talked about it. Thank you, Red Eye Jedi. I'll shout that out in a minute. He's been to the White House and he's been to Trump Tower and they are friends. So just put that in your bonds and think about it. Red Eye Jedi said, "Call blimey, Dolly, the amount of channels you've put me on to, I've lost count, mate. I know. And I only do it to give you, I'm not saying they're all talking about truth, it's just to see what you resonate with. I can watch people, I could watch that channel, that the one who's coming in complaining or complaining. I could watch her channel and be like, yeah, I agree with that. I don't actually agree with that. I take what I resonate with and I leave the rest behind, you know? Because people do put truth and lies in things anyway. It will split the Dem vote for sure and strengthen Trump's win. Exactly. But I don't know. He could, I'm not saying he's not going to do it, but he might just be trying to get all the Dems in a big... They're already like that anyway. They're already cacking themselves. Do you know what I mean? It would be great, but I guess we'll see. There's loads of things going on. Like the thing with Maxwell at the minute, people were falling off. People fall off Q left, right and centre because they don't see things happening when we think they should be happening. It's meant to be like that. And that's why when Chris Flower was on the other day, and I'm sorry, Chris, I do like him, but he hasn't had anyone in his show who properly knew about Q, especially American or anything like that. Hopefully he will do if he's interested, I don't know. But a guy that was on the other day who was another Marine, that's why I thought they'd be interested because it is Marines with Q. He said he was into it and then he fell off. These people don't research properly because of the whole, hang on 1 minute. Hello? Hello on YouTube. Sorry, just getting messages all over. Yeah, so he said he'd fell off it because certain things weren't happening. Well, there's loads that have been happening. But then they saw the Maxwell thing, they were a bit like, oh yeah, maybe. You know, because people think, oh, people who don't research Q properly are always like, oh, it's just a thing for hope. It's just a thing to give people hope. No, it's not. You need to research. And I've said it and screamed about it all the time. Now, Maxwell's come up now. Now, everyone thought, they fell off it, I think, because of Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. He wasn't the key player. She was. I think she was his handler. Watch it all now. Drippy, drippy. We'll go into that in a minute. So, yeah. Keep your enemies close. Yes, Trump has always said, I've shouted out this a million times, if you go back and watch Trump from years ago, he did a documentary and it said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The reason why he has people in the background and people say, oh, well, he's had that doctor on and he's on stage, you know him. Pence isn't looking like Pence at the minute. Of course he has them there because they're saying something and Trump just lets them say it. Digging herself in a hole. Digging herself in the hole. The whole point with Q as well was to let mainstream media dig themselves a hole in their own grave and bury themselves, which is what they're doing, as I've been shouting out for probably quite a few years about the whole MSM thing, but people don't understand it. Just like people don't understand how people were putting Q signs up at the rallies, you know, a few years ago, how it got on mainstream media, so it must be part of the dark side because they put it in the media. No, the Patriots put it in the news. Because where they were dotted about, CNN, Clinton, what do I call it? CNN, I call it Clinton narcissistic news, couldn't really help getting a few Q people in there, you know. So there's all that. But anyway, I woke up this morning and Charles Ward was on the Charles Ward channel, which I'm going to play a little bit of in a minute. Now, I like Charles Ward, but I'm not on it with everything with him because 1 minute he said he got into it 2 years ago, then he knows this, and the people he knows, which is fanfare, yeah, and I don't resonate with everything he says. But the one he did this morning was brilliant. The reason why it was brilliant was because it was a round table with a lot of people on, and it had Thomas on from True Reporting, who's been on Q since the beginning and knows a lot about Q and can give good things out there. Chris should get him on. He needs someone from America. And they were all talking about Q and going on about everything we've been going on about. And Chris even said, Charles even said something about, we talk about the drip drip effect, why it's being shown to the people, not told, shown. And he said, oh yeah, but they can't, it was only 20% we were going to know. No, they said that at the beginning. As time's gone on, it's gone up and up and up. Hi, Rachel Pixie. It's gone up and up and up, the percentage of disclosure on everything. And he said, yeah, but we know it'll put people in hospital. Yeah, but it'll kill people. And they were like, I think True Reporting said, yeah, but it has to happen. And it does. That sounds awful, but some generations of people are either going to have a bloody heart attack or end up in hospital. But it's a very privileged, this has got to happen for humanity, because way back when we've tried to get the truth out, you could say Jesus trying to get the truth out, whoever tried to get the truth out, and we've had a revolution, it always got turned over because they were really at the strongest, the cabal. They've twisted it, they've got people fighting against each other, and then it goes back down. Yes, and it is that thing, if you think you're voting for one side and they end up being the same side, and it all goes quiet for a bit, and then it all raises its ugly head like the cycle of life, because that's what's happening. This is different. You can tell it's different. You can smell it's different. You can sense it's totally different. Yeah, that's true. Keep your enemies closer. However, what about the picture of Trump with Epstein? Maxwell, I don't trust. Well, the thing is, boxing, you've got to remember, Trump was in the elite realm of, he's got money, and there's nothing wrong with that. People think money's bad. It's not bad. It's what you do with it. And if anyone actually researches into Trump properly and not what the mainstream media says, and find out who he hung around with, a lot of black people, who he gave money to, who he helped out in businesses. He's not the man that they said there was. Yes, he may have said stupid things in the past. Who hasn't? Life's about learning. But also, the picture with Epstein, all it is him with Epstein's there maybe at a party. Not them sort of parties, because they're the after parties. At the end of the day, I've said this before, you could be at a party with a friend. You've been invited to a party, right, and you go, and this friend knows a friend that you don't really like. And you don't like their energy, you sense their energy, don't like that person. But you'll be civil, and you will, you might have a picture taken and they'll be in the background because they're at the same party, but you're not going to go back to their house for an after party because you don't like them. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, if people really do research, Trump got him done years ago and chucked him out of his golf course place because he was bringing young girls, or something it was. So when people actually research, they actually realise mainstream media's full of bullshit. And Trump was saying things on this guy ages ago. It doesn't matter that there was a picture of him stood next to him. That's just a picture. How mainstream media like to twist it. And also what I don't know if it was on Chris's show. Yeah, I don't know if it was Chris's show. They were talking about the flight log the other day with the other Marine guy. Well, they got that wrong because he was talking about the list, the Epstein list. That was a list of his black book. That was not the flight log. That's not the flight log. Trump has used that chartered plane because that's what Chris and them lot were talking about, but he didn't go to the island. That list that guy was talking about on his show yesterday, that was Epstein's black book. That was not the flight log. There's a difference with the flight log and the little black book. So just saying, people need to research. This is a takedown. It's been a plan for over 40 plus years. This is the final chapter. Yes, it is Red Eye Jedi, and that's what a lot of us know. And that's why there's a lot of people in the spiritual realms, because remember, a lot of people that I follow and shout out didn't really talk about Trump, and now they are, because they did think, some of them at one point, that Trump was for the cabal, but he's not. It's meant to look like that for that side, because to confuse them as well. And a lot of people in spiritual sense don't like him because they think he's part of that, but they won't research, because there's a lot of people out there who do not want to look like they were wrong about stuff. Like I said, if anything comes out for this year, next year, whatever, that seems to be wrong, and we all find out when because I do believe it will be Trump 2020, and things don't come out, or things, I'm telling you now, I will come on here and go, all right, well, Q was a bag of poo, and it was a great journey though, and we all had a laughing chat. Tears, laughter, triggers, everything on this thing, right? Well, it's not called the Great Awakening for nothing, and it's more to do with, it's more than people realise. It's not just to do with Q. That's what people get triggered by. There's a lot of things it's to do with. It's energetics, to do with energies, and other things to do with what people in the past found out about Nikola Tesla. Loads of things that I'm always shouting and waffling on about. Project flipping, looking glass, and all that stuff that people just don't want to open their minds to. And you've got to remember, there's a lot of crap that people put out there as well. So you do have to be careful on what channels you're watching. I think, I can't say her name, has been in custody for the past 7 months. I'm tagged and mic'd up now, my phone calls and meetings. Do you think she's had? Prince Andrew has been in constant contact with. There's loads going on. And a lot of them, so like I said at the beginning of this lockdown is more than people know. We're on lockdown for a reason. It's not because of the pandemic. It's because of the plan that they've gone under the virus to get these people, to get them into lockdown so they can do house arrest and arrest these bastards, take the minions out, and the whole flipping triangle falls down. Think about it. It's like I said, right, did this ages ago. There's a triangle, their triangle, doesn't mean the triangles are bad. It's a point of focus. If this is the big guy at the top, whatever that is, a grey alien or whatever, whoever, above the elites of the shadow flipping government, so whatever you want to call it, I'm sick of hearing different names, but whatever. This here, if you take this out, these will still all be doing it. But if you take all these minions out, like Antifa, all these deceitful people, greedy people, don't forget, some are, just don't know. When you take all this out, that whole structure falls down. Falls down. Anyone get the video pop up with the Gitmo view of cells? No, but I do know, if people look into it, that Trump put money, lots of money, into Gitmo to get rebuilt, because when Obama was in, he left it to get dilapidated, and they've rejigged it up and they've extended it. I wonder why. Where's Tom Hanks lately? I haven't heard him saying nothing. No. Nope, I haven't heard him saying nothing. That's what I'm hoping to. I'm not convinced about Q has never mentioned it. Q did. Well, Q has mentioned something in sort of a way. They said the last one will be magical. And freedom is, I can never say that, Nazar, I can never say it, is freedom. It's freedom from the chains of slavery that we've all been in, money and stupid things that we shouldn't be doing as much as we have done. Hi Dad, my dad's in the house. Say hi to my dad. He's not been in for a while. Shit's gonna hit the fan soon. I like your cues in the soon. Waxman's in the house. I think they will be very cozy and yeah. And you've got to remember, it's all right. People saying, "Oh, you said this was going to happen anyway." Yeah, we have, because we've speculated, because we're reading the drops and we're putting our own thing behind it. But remember, the dark side watched those codes as well. And the reason why it's good when we do get it wrong sometimes, some people might not think this, is it's good because it triggers that side. And then they have to go and do a false flag. And then the false flag comes up in the mainstream media and everyone's scratching their heads. So carry on. And I don't know if you noticed, but I am getting labels of QAnon conspiracy theory by Wikipedia under my Q videos. It's hilarious, like a badge of honour. Q is someone using a looking glass. That's how... Yeah, we've always shouted that out. The looking glass is in Q, and Q's talked about looking glass. That's why it's called Alice in Wonderland as well. I think Alice was Hillary Clinton. Oh, that Maxwell better be she better be okay in the, you know, where she's going, because my dad sent me a picture before. We've got this this guard on watch, you know, in prison. You know, FBI hires top-rated Italian bodyguard to protect Maxwell. Ah, she's looking a bit fishy there, isn't she? I'm sure that's Hillary. I think it's Hillary. I'd be scared if I was you. And that's a joke, by the way. There's some great memes out there. The meme war is absolutely brilliant. And then they're putting out on the news on the BBC. Let's see what the BBC have been saying, or tried to say. Giselle, or whatever her name is, Maxwell, moved to intensive care as coronavirus symptoms worsen. And the date on this was the 11th of July. The 11th of July. Funny that, because it's not the 11th yet, is it? See how they all have the stories already written up? The date is here, right? Some of you might have seen this going around on Twitter. I don't know. See if I can get it in focus. You can just see the 1/1 July there. I know that's really bad. Can you see it? There it is. 11th of July, 2020. What a crock of bull. But we all know they're a crock of bull. So, yeah. Well, I don't really know what they've done, but I know they're doing something. It's all, we've got told to watch the show. We got told at Christmas, sit back and watch the show. It's just a movie being played out. It's all, to me, it's all been done. But we still got to be vigilant and aware because of those fuckwits that, you know, they're not going to give up. They go to the last breath, these people, these entities, these things. But let's just play a little bit of Charles Ward because I thought it was great. It was a better chat. Let me just find it. It was good. So let's hear a bit of that. And David Rodriguez was in it. And he got a bit calmed down on it because he thought we were going into civil war. We're already in war. We're already in it. So today it was entitled Denise Boland Roundtable, The Storm is Coming. Well, Storm's been here for a bit, but I think the big shit's coming. The big shit's coming. What we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for this a long time. Can't knock the BBC. You only have to pay half the fee if you're blind. Seriously. Well, yeah. So let's go back to the beginning, see where we're at.
And he quit after 3 years when he realised he was transporting heroin and hashish.
All know about Q.
From the Far East to America as a pilot. But I was the first person he talked open about it. I mean,
that's true reporting.
That if you forfeiture your well-being, your being in return for wealth, sex, and power, well, there's repercussions to that. And that's what they've done. And it's sick, it's shocking, and it's going to put a lot of people in the hospital when they figure this out.
Now, we knew this, and we've been saying this for ages, it will put people in hospital. Like I said, this was in a Q drop ages ago. It's even in the pink book, you know, which I'll probably read out in a bit again, about some people wouldn't go on. But it was in a Q drop about some people end up in hospital because they won't be able to deal with it. Cognitive dissonance is massive right now. They don't want to believe that these things are going on. You know. And people will say, they don't need to know what's going on. Yes, they do. Like I said, to me, there's that false thing with that spiritual thing. Yes, they do. It doesn't set you free if you don't know. You can't be going to new solutions and new healing ways if you can't know what you're healing yourself from after you've heard about it. So it's not.
Yeah, I think the people that find this, a lot of people don't believe this. No, a lot of people don't believe this is happening. They're still in denial. But once they learn that not only this is happening...
And that's why a lot of people don't believe about Q, because they won't research. They're in denial. They don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. No, you don't want to know. You don't want to look at the dark stuff, and you don't actually want to look at the dark within yourself and your shadow self. That's what we're all supposed to be working on. It's not a thing that's done in a day. You get triggers and it'll bring up lots of stuff again, which is what we believe going on now with other people moaning about stuff at the minute.
But it's been happening for thousands of years, probably since the beginning of humanity. It's going to make people very sick.
Well, yes, I know about Charlie Freak's channel as well. I don't know what he's saying about Brits take to the streets. I mean, you have got a lot of Brits in the street. I don't actually think it's all about that. There's stuff being done in certain ways. But like I said, everyone's got their own take on things. To me, it's already done. Like they're saying on here, Trump is already in charge of the UK, and I shouted out on their channel, but they actually said it. I didn't see it from the beginning this morning. Trump was in charge the day he stepped in front of the Queen a few years ago. That was checkmate to that checkerboard floor game. When the mainstream media shouted out, how rude is Trump? He stood in front of the Queen. I've told you, it was a bitch slap. It was, move bitch, because you ain't in control anymore. You ain't even royal. Do you know what I mean? Said that ages ago. And he sat in Winston Churchill's seat. Winston Churchill is not who they've made out he was. He wasn't a good guy.
I think when we face the crimes against humanity, when we...
Exactly, Red Eye Jedi. And that's why I say I'm getting these people from so-called spiritual community waffling on about it. Like, they don't want to see the dark when they're trying to look at the dark within themselves as well, but they just will not. You know what I mean? And that's how it continues. The dark continues when you can't see the truth. coming to this truth helps you move into spirituality, believe it or not, because just like Thomas said on air, he said, I know now that I need to start doing another channel and talking about spiritual stuff and even looking into different texts and you know, got esoteric things, because that's where his path's taking you. Because I've said before, Q does take you there. That's not called the Great Awakening for nothing. It's nothing to do with politics or Trump and this. It's very in-depth. And when you get past all the khaki stuff, like I've said before, the dark, the evil, what we class is not very nice, it does make you go within yourself and look at yourself and all that stuff where, you know, people call it ascending, this, that's living in a higher state of consciousness. It does. And it does put you back in that divine reunion with whatever you want to call it, universe, God, creator, source, whatever, omnipresence. That's where it took me. Churchill was definitely not the good guy. No, he wasn't, exactly. Winston Churchill sold out the Germans and put Germans on the UK throne. That was it. Yeah. The truth brings you into the light. Yes, it does, Rachel. And people can say what they want, but it does. When you've got past all that, that's why I've said, if you reside in those rabbit holes, and that's what some of the spiritual community do. They stay back in the day and they just think they know what's going on now, because they think it's that same cycle, which it's nothing to do with that same cycle. They stay there in a load of fear and energy. If you're in fear, you're in negative. You've got fear entities hanging around you, because you're aware, you look at it and then you detach from it, and then I'm going to go back onto energy again in a bit, because I've still not talked about that, how we manifest, you know, how you bring in positivity and how you align yourself with a positive timeline, positive manifestations. If you're wondering why you're in fear and people aren't, you know, shitty things are happening to it, it's because you're not aligning your energies. The more you fear, the more fear you'll get in, and that'll bring negative people, negative things into your life, because you're not aligning yourself with those energies. You're allowed to feel energies. Anyone who thinks the Nazis lost in 1945 are not paying attention. Exactly, Dad, because the Nazis went underground. We didn't actually win the war. They went underground, letting us think we did, and then came out in America with business suits on, because it's a corporation. And that's why they needed Trump, because Trump's a good businessman. Yeah, we lost the war, sorry to say. So we think about it, the generations of people who went to war, our grandfathers and forefathers. Why do you think people will be upset and in uproar? Because it's so multi-layered of the way we've been lied to, the way they've covered civilizations up. And that's what they're trying to do now. When they're trying to bring statues down, I was trying to say to someone, it doesn't matter if there's certain statues up that were not good, or this one's better than that one. It doesn't matter. That's a whole part of history, good or bad cycles. But to be tearing stuff down and burning buildings out, that's how they get rid of, like, when people look into Tartaria and all that, mud floods and stuff like that, they start gradually changing, you know, dragging all buildings down. So that history goes. So when the next generation come in, that history is not there, so they can sort of write what they say the history is, because those who will win at the time will write history. We're writing history this time, and we will find the truth of where we come from and civilizations and lost cities. And if you didn't watch Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, you know, he's put Antarctica in there. All the stuff we should know. All the stuff that was God given to us that has been hidden from us. Yes, you can get in contact with all that through certain things you do, meditation and all that, but we're talking about the masses that don't know. Anyway, just waffling.
Finally face up to it, it's going to knock people off their feet, and they're going to feel sickening, because they're going to realize that this whole time evil has been running this world. And I think everything Thomas said right now is right on.
This is why the second wave of COVID-19 is going to be...
Well, that's what I mean, Red Eye Jedi. Even if both sides didn't win, they went into America and they went to try and... So if you think about it, America was the country of the free. They didn't want that, so they had to go in there to try and bring that down like people thought they were. America's a big place. And a lot of things happen in America happen over here. That's why it's so important when people get the noses out of joint, when they're like, why is an English girl always shouting out about America and Trump and America? She's not even from America. I feel like I'm frigging American half the time, American patriot. No, I'm a patriot for flipping Earth. is the last beacon of hope. America falls, we all fall, but it ain't falling. It's like a lighthouse. Everything that happens there happens over here. You watch the false flags there, it'll happen over here, and then it happens around the world. So it's pretty easy to see why I watch and keep eyes over there. It's common sense, really. Round tables are the way to go. Yeah, everyone's doing round tables, and what I love about it is round tables makes me think of King Arthur, makes me think of Trump, you know, because he got knighted but not by the Queen. Will book burning be next? You start a fire with kindling. Amazon book app Kindle. Yes, me and Roxanne said that. The book burnings years ago, well, they're still doing book burnings now because they want you all to get a Kindle. And then Amazon's called Amazon, the Amazon forest. Getting rid of all the books, cutting all, people will, get an app. That's why I like books, as I was trying to say to, that woman's going, I like books, I like holding a book. And kids in the future will say, Amazon? What do you mean? A forest? Amazon's what you buy things off. Kindle, you start Kindle and you start a fire. It's like, no, this is what we would have been saying in the future. No, there was actually a rainforest called the Amazon rainforest. Many moons ago, children. See what they do? People just think you're mad. And let's not mistake rich with elite. People can be rich, especially when they've earned it through honesty. Yeah, and I've said that before. People get their asses out all the time about, they must have money. If I was sat here, like a millionaire going on the door, I'd be going, oh, well, she must be working for the dark side. No. If you've earned it through good, hard-earned, what you do, that's an energy exchange. You're allowed to have money. It's what you do with it. These people have too much money where they do nothing with it, and they're doing really awful things and putting their money into funds that are absolutely disgusting. Like I said, with kids, and kids is their biggest currency. Yeah, Bonnie, driving me crazy trying to wake people up, but I've woken quite a few and I keep Facebook hot with memes. So do I, and people hate it, but people are awakening. People are awakening and asking questions. I do too. Yeah. Amazon warehouse fire after Elon Musk asked them to step down. See, Elon Musk, people ask about him. He said take the red pill, said he could be working for that side. I don't know, but I know he's on the Q map as undecided whether he was a white hat or a black hat. So, but like I said, all the players are going to be seen in the light. I'm just excited, me. I have my eyes on the bigger picture. A lot of people think the bigger picture in some communities, spiritual communities, think it's the end of the world. We're all getting duped. It's the New World Order coming in pretending it's not the New World Order. That's absolute bullcrap if you actually feed into the energy. It's not what's happening. But if you want to go into the fear mode and go on that timeline that they want us in, when you all go into fear, which is how the mainstream media put fear out, so you go into that timeline, we will go into that timeline if everyone's fearing, but there's a lot of us who do stand up. We're not in fear, That's why I say I'll do what I do on here, and I'll talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not going to dim my light for anybody else who's moaning in the background somewhere because they're not getting the attention they want off me, because I don't know why. I don't know what the game is, but don't dim your light for anybody. And like I say, to that side, if that's your truth, you're talking, whatever. But, yeah, he's a strange one. Exactly, but he could be working for the white hats, because remember, there's ones that are black hats pretending to be white hats and vice versa. So just let me play a little bit more.
Right. To cover up the amount of deaths through heart attacks and suicides when the people find out what's actually gone on.
Oh.
The president said so. Remember, he said there's going to be a high rate of suicides, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? And then
Absolutely right.
once we get in, literally February, March, April, May, June, we're 4.5 months into being isolated. I mean, I'm not necessarily isolated.
Oh, yeah, Lois, did anyone hear about the NHS organ donation opt-out from? Nobody has talked about it. Yes, I heard about it. I opted out the other month. I heard about it in Wales because my mum told me the other year, and I was like, what? We've got to opt out. And some people go, what do you mean? Wouldn't you give your organs to someone? Know what it's about. They want to harvest your organs, and it isn't for other people. I actually opted out. I've got a letter somewhere. I actually opted out. I opted out because I didn't even know you had to frigging opt out if you didn't want to be part of it, which is wrong. People will say, oh no, it's good that, because it just means you are already an organ donor. No, you should have the choice. That isn't giving you a choice. People will think it's good because they go, yeah, but that's good because that just means you already are. Not when you learn what's really going on, it's not. So if you don't know about that, you really need to look into organ donation, that you are already an organ donator, whether you like it or not. I opted out to exactly. So yeah, sorry, I should have probably brought that up when I did it, but I totally forgot. But yeah, I did know about that. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Some people probably get triggered by that, but you should have the choice. Something's not giving you a choice. There's something wrong there. Because like I said, if you knew that's the sort of thing you want to do, you would. You have the choice to donate. It's not for what you think it's for. Just like why they were always pushing abortions and stuff when you find out what all that was about. Not nice, but you have to know the truth. Because we're sick of having things brushed under the carpet. You know, people wearing rose-tinted glasses and thinking the world's all fanfare-y-am when it actually isn't. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful place. But all these lies and deceit have made it a very sick place. And we're not standing for it anymore. It's all good. Mum was just reminding me to mention, oh, that's good, yeah. And I think Tapper might have put the link in there, actually, in chat. Heard from several sources Elon Musk has already been executed. Yeah, but the thing is, there's a lot of things going about with, you know, people hearing that such somebody's dead. I mean, they even say it on this channel, and no one says, you know, where's the evidence? Maybe, but that's all speculation, I think, at the minute. That's what we're hoping, but we don't actually know properly yet. So when they said that, I was just like, well, yeah, it'd be nice, but I guess we'll have to see. It doesn't mean they've not been arrested or anything, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people saying, because we know like Pence is looking like a new refreshed Pence. Joe Biden, even though he's gone crackers, what's happened to his face? So I don't know if there's people that look alike, that's what they're saying, are put out there, where if they took, because we all know Pence was deep state anyway, took him out and put someone in who looks like it, because you think about it, if they're putting someone up who looks like them, the deep state are going to think, oh, well, he's still there, and he's still in with Trump, so, you know, Trump can't be for the light. Playing the game well. That's all we're saying, but yeah.
But I haven't seen my parents. My parents don't believe, they truly believe in the pandemic. They truly believe that their lives are at risk. And, you know, as they're in their 70s. And then I tell them, I said, if you want to take the proper precautions and stay at home and do that, then that's up to you. But you're going to miss out. This is going to carry on. This will carry on through Christmas. I don't think that we'll see anybody on Thanksgiving or Christmas, and probably into the earlier part of next year, because of the high flu rate that comes back that they've already deemed is, once the WHO and CDC, they all talk about how they're grouping everything.
Yeah, Pence looks like a softie now. He was a hard-faced arsehole before. Yeah, he was like, But yeah, so let me move this on a little bit.
Together where, I don't know, something where I belong at. And where
I yeah, I was talking about
spirit,
going to spirituality.
Yeah.
It's the bullies that threaten you. Okay. Yeah. But they thrive off fear. People who...
Right, this is where Charles, I loved when he said this, talks about fear. Now, this person I was talking about before with the other channel, and one of her supporters, how they bully people in the way they use, you know, it's a load of swearing. Like, we all get triggered, but just the swearing and the thing of wait till I see her. Don't even know this person. Bullies, fear. I love the way he said this.
You know, they try and make you scared. He wasn't expecting it, because I didn't have a knife.
Oh, he's talking about when he got attacked.
I went after him and chased, thrive off fear. People who scared, I just went straight for him, and he absolutely shit himself. He wasn't expecting it, because I didn't have a knife. But I went after him and chased him down. Got him. Took the knife off him. Taught him what a knife was really for.
Yeah, and it could be that, Mary, that's what I was trying to say, because it'll look like to that side that they're still in when they're not, so who knows, you know. It's all good stuff.
But they thrive off fear. People who, you know, they try and make you scared. I know some really tough people in the world. I mean, seriously hard people. They don't threaten you. Suddenly you get whacked. You don't get told.
Yeah.
It's the bullies that threaten you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charles, speaking on death and everything like that, what do you think about? Do we recycle back here?
I don't know.
And I also love this because when people talk about the archons and recycling, I don't think we have to. I think we've been trapped in a false matrix. People going about in the matrix, I'm talking about a false matrix, not the organic, like a false one that they try to keep us in. And they were just sort of talking about that, which is what I resonate with some of it.
That I don't know.
I hope not.
That's what I've been saying on the show. I'm just like, the whole purpose is, I'm not necessarily worried about the surroundings of me. I'm worried about the afterlife. Like, I'm worried about, like, I don't want to come back.
Yeah, I've heard that about the moon as well, and it's all interesting. I know everyone's, not everyone, but look into this stuff, the dark side of the moon or what's on the other side, or is it, is it a big satellite up there? Does it really, I mean, I just think of the film Ascending Jupiter. You want to watch that. But yeah, Truman Show, yeah.
Like, I want to make this the last trip.
Yeah.
This is the last cycle of my soul. And, like, I want to go on to...
It's like when they say there's beings that are looking in at what's happening right now, like it's this amazing show. We're actually in it. We're in it. Some want to be in it. We're actually in it.
Something higher density. I want to go on to...
Yeah, he said he don't want to come back. He wants to go to a higher density. We know we can do this. But it's those traps that we've had, but the veil's thinning, and he said, want to go with someone called, yes, of course. But you could come here if you wanted to stay.
Something that's more, I don't know, something where I belong at, and where I belong.
Yes, we never die and come back through the moon. I don't want to come back. Yeah, because we're eternal beings. We're immortal. Everything's energy. You just go to a different form of energy, and I believe you can go where you want to go. Reptiles in that movie. Yeah, reptilians in that movie apparently are very close to what they look like. I've heard that too because I am into all that stuff, and like the big ones, because there were smaller ones and the big, like, sort of bulky ones. If you're into stuff like that and you've not seen, is it called Jupiter Ascending? You really need to go and see. It's got the little greys in it. It's got the reptilians. It's got the greedy sort of elites. It actually has got, when I think about it, a woman who goes into, think about it, a bath of what looks like milk, and then harvesting this sort of essence stuff. There we go again with the adrenochrome, and it made her look more youthful, because the adrenochrome thing is to do with youthful. What they do with the kids makes them look younger. If you think about the film Death Becomes Her, when they go to the big posh place with all the elites, and they've all got that little elixir that makes them look younger, but they have to have it all the time or the body's falling apart. It's a bit like that, really. It's all in the films, it's all there. So people say to me, you're watching Netflix, you know why Netflix is owned by? Yeah, but I watch it because I can see things in it. When you know the symbols and stuff, it's pretty easy. The vocals were pretty cool and sounded, yeah.
Thomas, what's funny? That.
Yeah,
Thomas,
and thank you, Boom Shalaka. And They Live is free to watch on YouTube at the moment. Oh, is it? Yeah, if you haven't seen And They Live, it is really old, but it's really good, because it is that thing of people with the who can't see, and then you put them glasses on, and it's all there. Obey, sleep, eat, repeat, and all that, and the things that you see, the humans that are not humans, which you could say, if you're not into reptilian stuff, then look at it like a reptilian brain, or a lizard is cold-blooded, as in these people are cold-blooded, reptilian, cold-blooded. They do not care about what they do to children, what they do to other people, because they have no empathy, no feeling, no love. They're not in love. Hi, National Moral Gardens. They don't come from love. They don't know what it is. So to me, that's a bit cold-blooded, isn't it? They don't care. There's two types of people in this world, as my dad would like to say, those that care and those that don't.
Something I can interject with. I talk to a lot of people at the Church of Scientology, right? I am not a Scientologist.
Now, I can't believe he was talking about Scientology, because I brought a book that people will say was Scientology the other day about Dianetics, and it is Dianetics, but listen to what they say. Now, this is why people go, where Tom Hanks was talking about, it was no, we're not talking about the cult that someone might have got in there to turn that to something else, because that's what they do anyway. They try and turn everything into something else and steer people away from the actual truth. It's not because I don't know about stuff like that and energies and that. It's just nice to read things and get things in different terms, because sometimes, like I said, I'll come across stuff and think, I don't get that. But then I'll come across something else and think, yeah, I get that. And the reason why I read stuff and watch videos opposed to what that person was saying on their channel, like tune into yourself. Yeah, we all know that. Then I'll tune into myself and see if that feels right. Or if I'm having an experience and I think, oh, that's the experience I'm having. Yeah. I'm getting that. So that's why that person's wrong again.
But their whole belief system with Dianetics, and they have Buddhists that go visit them at the Church of Scientology, and I was there at the Celebrity Center in Hollywood, and I talked to the highest people up there, and basically the point of Dianetics and all that.
Yeah, and John Travolta's got a plane that used to park outside his house. Do you know what I mean? I'm just
is to
saying.
break the emotional.
Where did that plane go to?
The emotional attachment to the thought. So they try to go back. They try to regress you back to your childhood to see where these emotional fingerprints are of thought that's connected to the emotion, and they erase those because they do believe, or they say that. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I've understood is that there's a grid pattern put here by other dimensional beings that trapped our soul here in a prison planet, and we're always recycled. We just keep coming back.
Archons.
And the way what's that?
Archons.
Archons.
Right.
That what they're
so
called?
the way they identify us is by our fingerprint of emotion, and then when we go towards the light, when we die, and it's like a tractor beam, right? We see our loved ones, this and that. That's when they take you. They give you amnesia, and they send you back here on Earth.
The Buddhist.
Yeah, they say Scientology strangeness, but the Dianetics, it isn't really strange, but I think people got into that to twist it to make it sound like it was this, that, and the other when it's just like what they were saying.
I learned that. What's that?
Buddhists believe this.
No, this is what I was learning in Scientology
Okay.
with some very high people up there. And when I explained to them that I also knew, they're like, how did you know about this? So, well, you're a Scientologist then. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
Stargate.
subscribe to any theory. It's a theory. It's a theory. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? But
Sure.
Buddhists also believe in ascension, right? So I heard the Buddhists were going to the Church of Scientology to learn their ways and collaborate with each other to break.
Yeah, I think there's definitely stargates and portals, and when you look from above, you'll see certain buildings with star shapes around them, a bit like the Liberty Statue and the Near Water Stargates, and that's why they have films like Stargate. And if you look, the Stargate in Stargate series in the movie is water as well. But yeah, that's why I've said that you'll get more truth in the movies than you'll get anywhere else, because you definitely won't get it on the news. They know how. I know there's people that know how to use Stargates, but if they've known all that, it's keeping people trapped in of not being able to go. If you're into all that, if you're not, it doesn't matter.
The karmic wheel to break the karma, because they want to learn how to get out of here. They don't want to be trapped here anymore. So
yeah, exactly. Red Eye Jedi. Scientology is has something. They try to cult it off, just like you. They do anything that had truth in it or knowing, because like religion's got bits of truth in it all the way around, and the reason why it's called different things is because people in different areas around the world call it different things, even though it's the same thing. They will try and cult it off. They try to say Q is a cult. That's why a lot of people who don't research regurgitate what they say. Oh, it's a cult. Yeah, the only cult that gets you into researching yourself and questioning everything. Really bad cult, isn't it? That's what they'll say because people associate the word cult as bad. So if that's put out by the media or whatever, or it's seen as, oh, God, they're mad, conspiracy theories, that's how it goes. So that's why I bought the book, just to see it matches up with everything else, because it normally does.
Interesting. I still believe it's just, is it possible? Yeah, it scares the shit out of me, to be honest with you. I don't want to know that I'm coming back here. I don't want to come back here. I want to move on. I'm done with this test. Life is fucking hard.
I mean, it's like water evaporating.
And this is why I say, if this certain stuff, which I do believe, where we've had the wool pulled over our eyes. So if you're passing over, and we're supposed to do whatever we're supposed to do and passing over to go where we want to go, but we're being hoodwinked by the Archons, come to the light. Remember come to the light, Carrie Ann. And she died, didn't she? And who was she in contact with? That little blonde girl. He was a pedo as well. What's his face? Someone please know what I'm talking about. That little girl who was seen with Drew Barrymore as well, sat on, is it Steven Spielberg? Was it him? Yeah, that film anyway, Poltergeist. come to the light, Carrie Ann, come to the light, yeah. They probably trap you with the light, and then you go to the light thinking all your family are there, and actually it's not, it's not. And then they recycle you again. So yeah, Spielberg, and if people don't know what I'm going on about, you better research that one. Oh yes. Christianity is a cult with the basis of America, the people never do the yeah, that's why I say I'm not into religion, because I'm not, but that doesn't mean I don't believe in source. Like I said, there's things in the Bible of, you know, when you read it, right, because it's analogies and metaphors and all that, but not a man-made religion. Different curriculums at mainstream schools and private schools, absolutely shocking. Yeah. She was pictured with Maxwell. Yeah, so, you know, yeah, that little girl, the little blonde girl. Oh, she died in it. Did she really? And she's a pair of, yeah, and she's a pair of red shoes. Probably, according to Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, and if you don't know what the Red Shoe Society is, then this is what I mean. It goes so deep. I'm not scared of talking about it. I've looked at all that, but I've detached myself from it. You have to. The people who get in depression about it all are the ones who fear and stay there and get in that negative energy, because they'll just sit in it. You're allowed to sit in it, cry and get upset and think, oh my God, what a sick fucking world, because it has been. But you've got to come out of it. If you do not detach yourself from it, you'll never move forward with, I'd just say, being a warrior. Do you think warriors, great men who've gone to fight wars that they thought they were fighting for the good, when really, to me, they've been put to death because they were strong people and they fucked people up in the army and stuff like that, and that is a fact. These warriors will see things that no other people have seen before. Well, that's what we're seeing in that sense, because we're on a battleground of, it's been a silent war, and we're in a battleground of this information wars, because it is an information wars of finding the correct information. And like I've said, there is 3D and a spiritual world, and all these spiritual people go on about, you know, oh, it's all about, no, there's two worlds merging. It's the physical and the spiritual, because that's what they try to separate with. So yes, you're going to have to see the shit in the 3D, whether you believe it's true or not, or you think you're in a matrix and it's really a hologram. I don't really care. It has been happening to people, you know, but you have to see it. But you have to learn to let go. If you reside in that energy of, oh my God, this has been going, oh my God, like crying and upset. Yeah, I had 2 weeks of crying. You know, I could go back into that energy and get really upset, but I can't allow myself, because you'll become weak, you'll become fear. As soon as you get in that fear mode, that's it. You're in that negative energy, and it's that negative timeline that they want you in. Bow down to them. Disgusting story, my heart literally bleeds for the little... Yeah, and all the children, and this is what we're doing it for, because it all boils down to the children, as well as everything else, but it all boils down to that. And the enslavery of the whole of Earth. Everything. Animals, us, plants, everything. Everything. And I do believe ETs walk among us. You know, and I do believe something's going to come that's going to blow up like, oh my God, more than we ever believe of what we believe's coming is good, but it's going to be more, like you said, more outstanding than we'd ever, like, whatever that is, because we all feel this, and we all go on about, we try to think what we'd like to put out, what we think it is. Once you wake and you realise this world is not what you was taught, or indeed what it was. Exactly, it isn't what we were taught. They've taught us to regurgitate things at school to keep repeating that cycle. It's not what we've been taught. I believe Earth's organic. People go on about the whole thing's a hologram. I don't believe that. You know, you only have to look in nature, and it's divinely created. But yeah, we've been told lies, and that's the one truth that I do know. We've all been told lies. So when you get people trying to come over on people's channels blatantly lying and going on, it's like, get a grip of yourself and grow up. We all know we've been lied to. Yeah, we all go through things shouting out and trying to wake people up, but you're not doing an injustice by doing what you're doing. So, you know. And I believe the world is more magical and more great than we think it is. It's just we've been told it's not, and we are not anything. And it's like I said, it's not Q and Trump that's coming to be our saviours or anything else from out there. We're doing it. We the people will take our power back. because our power has been stolen, our energy. They reside off it. They're vampiric energy suckers, just like these people who are in fear. Whether they're in a spiritual community or not, it doesn't matter. And that's when they put that thing on people going, yeah, but you're in a spiritual community. Trying to put guilt on other people. And we sound like absolute nutters trying to whip with it. Yeah. And that's where people have got to remember. Again, there's people back in the day, yes, that tried to wake us up, people up. But everybody's doing it. It's like they've got like the nose put out a joint, you know, because there's more and more waves of people waking up, whether it was 35 years ago, 1,000 years ago, it doesn't really matter. You should be happy that people are waking up, and just because it's not the way you've done it or what you perceive to be as the truth, the fact is people are waking up to the bullshit a lot on mainstream media and are realising that it's all not making sense. And when they realise that, they will start researching. That's a fact. No, I don't believe the Earth map is correct. I don't know if we have... I don't go people about ice walls and all that. It doesn't really matter if it's round, flat or triangle or love heart shape. Not really bothered. There are maybe extra terrain we don't know about that they keep us from. There's something going on. Antarctica's definitely something going on there. I know people going about inner Earth civilization, or do we have an inner Earth? There's all that, and it's great. You know, it doesn't matter if you believe it's a globe, it's flat, it's egg shaped, it's a cosmic egg, it's a whatever. I just know there's something going on. There's something definitely Antarctica. There's something definitely to do with the aurora borealis, because I think that's like heart energy. I don't know if that's a rainbow bridge. I don't know that energy down there, which I believe that energy is actually meant to be around the world. I don't actually believe that. Me, myself and I at the minute believe that the aurora borealis is actually meant to stay there. I think it's meant to be all over. Who knows? May get released. Is that the free energy? Did they trap it? Maybe, because if you look at it, every movie always has green magic, and it's always perceived as evil sometimes, but that's always a reverse of something green. Aurora borealis. I just think heart chakra is green. Earth, Mother Earth, heart centre of the earth. Just saying. It's just my little thing on it. Oh, and before, I just want to say, because you know I just ramble and things come in. I had a dream last night. I meant to say before that. It was something to do with Matt Spears. Yeah. Said the aurora borealis is the energy of the souls from the moon. Who knows? Yeah, I've been into Matt Spears and things like that, and like, who knows, you know, things in Truth and Lies and everything. But yeah, I had a dream. It was a bit mad. But it was something about, something was going on. It was weird. I can't remember. And something was destroying something. And then it was this big monster. Network is a great film about the lies of television. Ah, thank you. A big monster. It's like a metaphor thing. And then I flew into a monster because I could see what was going on, but I went through its heart, funny enough, in its heart, and then came out in its mouth. But in its mouth, this big dragon thing, it was a dragon actually, like a dinosaur, was not a cog, but something stuck in its mouth. And it was weird because we didn't take it out, I just moved it. And it reminded me of the story of the Lion and the Mouse. Was it the Lion and the Mouse where the big lion was... Oh, what was it? Was that the story? What was the one where the lion had the thorn in its... Was that a lion and a mouse? In its paw, and it was screaming, and the little mouse went over and it wasn't scared of this big lion. It pulled it out. And then the lion became calm again, or whatever that story was, I can't remember. It reminded me of that meaning. There's this big monstrous thing there, acting out and thrashing about like a lot of people are doing at the minute, you know, because they're in pain, because a lot of this will bring you pain when you wake up. But when this cog thing was moved out of its mouth, because it was stuck in its mouth, it didn't have that pain. But then it reminded me of machine, which reminds me of when we say about the machine, the system, that I thought cog, you know, there's been this cog in the works, and when it's removed, because they've been the cog, the virus, this world can start working the way it was meant to do. It was meant to do back in other civilizations before greed and things got in, or things came here and messed all that up with certain elites and systems and things. So that's what that dream reminded me of, and I'm dreaming quite a lot at the minute. But yeah, Lionsgate, yeah. Was there something about a lion and a mouse? little story when you were younger about a little mouse that went up to a lion and it had a thorn in its foot? You know what I mean? Did you see the video of the strange noises coming from underground in China? Well, there's loads of bloody noises and what they reckon's underground and things being blown up underground, and you know we have lots of tunnels where they've had the children and all sorts going on. So yeah, no design, atomic structure without a design, and no code, genetic code without a code maker. God is real and God wins. Yep, definitely does. Daniel in the lion's den. Could be that. Yeah, I don't know. I just think of that lion and the mouse. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I might have to Google it in a minute. Google. Anyway, I'm going to be going soon because where are we at? Anyway.
From the
Yeah, the
ocean,
mouse took it out.
goes up in the clouds and come back down.
Yeah.
It's recycled.
Yes.
They think we're tiny mice, don't they? But together we can defeat the one that looks bigger, like David and Goliath, you know.
Comes back. I think you're coming back, David.
I hope not. No, I don't want to. I think maybe if you're aware of it, you won't come back. Maybe if you're aware of it and you don't fall for the trickery, maybe you don't have to come back. I don't know.
Oh, was it an
I guess
elephant?
when-
I
A friend of
can't
mine,
remember.
a friend of mine, back in 2014, got very sick and ended up, his organs started shutting down. He was in the hospital. His organs started shutting down, and he said that he came up out of his body and he could see his body on the hospital bed, and he's
Just got a song coming in, and it is. You ready? Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We're on the queue. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Just remember, Q said, ain't no stopping it. Do what you want. There's no stopping it. I will never, ever give up until it is something I see that isn't what's happening. It ain't.
said he started traveling up through another dimension.
No, it's pineapple. It's pineapple.
And he said he described angels, tall angels, like 15 feet tall, that met him and brought him towards this light. He described the whole thing.
Here's another one. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What they gonna do when Q comes for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Q comes for you? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
He said he saw Jesus.
I mean, how a movement like Q can put you in fear and bad negativity. It doesn't. It puts me in a lot of joy because it brought me back to myself. So for people who think it's a it's not for me.
Us, and they had a conversation that he was a pastor at the time, a youth pastor, and he used to go out to the missions, and he used to have all these healing services. People get healed, and he had this.
So let me move this a bit forward.
Gradually moved into, for America, you have a president, and then you have a first lady. But in reality, they're the king and they're the queen.
Physical
It just changes
Pisces.
the name of what things were. Because in a lot of honesty, from what I've researched and whatever, it's either Trump is it, that it ends with him, or there's going to be a dynasty that you would see of a pharaoh or of a king. That would be a Trump family dynasty, and that's the way that it would pan out. This is like the last family before humanity is free. I don't know. That's just what I've looked into.
Oh, we're coming into the new phase of our lives, the Great Awakening. We're coming to a wonderful place. That's not to say we've got rid of all evil, but we've wrestled back control.
Like the golden age.
Yeah.
I feel the same thing.
I've never felt more peaceful in my life, ever.
That is amazing.
That's
But I guess we shouldn't really worry about what's coming. I mean, that's all going to play out the way it should. It's already been written, like Thomas said.
That's why Trump says the best is yet to come. That's why Trump's batting 1,000. He's never been wrong. So when he says these things, hey, why don't we go look into hydrochloroquine? We're like, what are you talking about? This is a malaria drug that's been around for 50 years. Where did you just pull that out of your ass? Where did you get this from? Because he knows. He knows all of this stuff.
He knows everything.
He already knows everything. He's been told grief. The hand of God is on this man. And, I you know, I voted for Obama twice. I was gonna vote for Bernie, then I was red pilled, and then I was just like, I'm like everything. It was like a blanket of relief, like a knowingly calm feeling that came over me, and I was just like, all of this that I'm shown is fake, and everything that I'm reading is factual, and all of it's come.
Yeah. Just laughing at these cards because they've got the Vesica Pisces on, and these wings. I'm just trying to find a drawing that I did ages ago. I will find it when I went to New York and I was drawing, and I actually did those wings just like that with the face in the middle. I need to find it because, oh my God. Oh. My many books. I think I found it. My many books of drawings and art that I have all over the house, you know, because I copy people. Yeah. I think it was, yeah, this one. When I went to New York last year, I was doodling on the plane. So this is one of my doodles, you know, my artwork. And I'm still doing the colouring book, people. That's when I was colouring on the plane to New York. But I've just seen that picture and thought, I've drawn that somewhere. And I'm sure it's in this book. There it is. Those wings on this tarot deck I've just got today. Oh, they're flat out like that. There it is. Oh, sorry, that way. I just thought, I've seen that somewhere. Yeah. That's like my picture of, like, you can see, like, it looks like different dimensions and stuff like that, but I've actually forgot about that. I might show you in a minute, actually. That just jogged my memory, because I'm going to pull some cards for you all in a minute.
The majority of it has come to fruition, except for, like, if we want to, you know, like ETs and all this kind of stuff. And who knows, that could be coming extremely quick too.
Yeah.
Sooner than later, I will say that.
I was told right from the very start that the final phase of this would be an alien invasion.
Which they would say Project Bluebeam, because Project Bluebeam was put out years back with the New World Order. We all know that. We all know that's a fake ass one, because that's what they'd want you thinking. We all know they've got holographic technology. We know that. That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Hologram technology, right?
I don't know how, but I was talking to somebody the other day, and somebody said, I've actually, who was a fitness trainer, which you'd understand, he said, I've actually worked with aliens. He said, because they're...
Yeah, well, a lot of these pictures I will be photocopying again. I've got to get some ink again, because you photocopy just seems to take a lot of ink up, but I'm still putting that together because I want so many pictures in the book, and I just do the pictures when I'm in tune and I feel like drawing a picture. And some I forget and I colour it in and think, oh my God, and leave it in black and white so people can colour it in, because when you start colouring them in, they look so different. So I will let you know when that is done for anyone who's interested in, you know, it's quite meditative when you're colouring, you know, and stuff like that. And a lot of my pictures mean a lot because they've always been done in the energy of what's been going on, and you can tell how I'm feeling through my art. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's any... This was a quick scribble I did ages ago, which was us, be childlike. We have, you know, a guardian angel, higher self, other things going on within us when we tune into our chakras and stuff. So I've been busy making jewellery and packing that up. See if there's any other pictures. There's one that I've not finished off. I might be able to try and photocopy that one. Got the sunflowers in, you know. I've not done drawing for a couple of days, so I need to tune in there.
Their strength is way above what human strength has ever been.
Yeah.
There's no way that...
If anyone hasn't seen a hologram, you need to go and type in, I don't know if Tapper might be able to find it or somebody, the whale at the school that came out of the floor. That was absolutely amazing. So, I mean, I think sometimes 9/11, I'm not saying it didn't fall down because it was an explosion, but we know they can plan a fake invasion and say, oh, look at this. We know military have technology. Where did they get it from? That's all I'm saying. So I'm just saying, it's a batshit crazy world we live in, but it's very, very exciting and interesting that we're getting this awakening that people way back who are in maybe hopefully a different form of energy now have not got to see on this side. and actually be a part of it. And it is brilliant to be a part of the history that's about to go down, that is being made right now. And we're all doing it and we're all part of it. So I'm going to pull a card. Yeah, the Pentagon. Yeah.
Their strength is way
His
above
battery's going to go in a minute.
because somebody said it in one of my interviews the other day.
Trump Jr. had the interview with Trump. The main thing that they pushed, even with the trailer of the interview, was, Dad, are aliens real? And will you expose Roswell and bring forth the truth? And he made like a smirk.
Donald
almost
Trump
like,
Jr.
Come on, son. Like, you know it. We all know it. And of course I would do that. And I don't know what his paraphrasing was. He says it's very interesting. And that is basically the tip of the cap to say, hey, I'm real now. And that's an everyday term that we see every day, whether it's in a New York Times or whether it's on OAN. It's used, it's a common knowledge term now. So I think that what's to come is going to floor people, and it's inevitable. And I'm willing to embrace that all day long, plain, that they are actually so good, and they're so. He's already said. We said, "Do aliens exist?" And he says, "No." It was, "Are we alone?" And he said, "No. Think of the nearest star."
Yeah. Who said that?
And I'm going to let you go and watch that yourself on Charles Ward. The nearest star. Now think about it. Space Force has the new flag with the trilateral symbol on it with the star. Some people say the first star, some people say that's the sun. Now, that's supposed to be trilateral communication. It's like, to what? Just saying. Dolly, is that Simon Parks in the video? No, it's not Simon Parks. No, it's not Simon Parks. Sounds like Simon Parks, but it's not. That's Charles Ward. If anyone wants to put that in the live chat, Charles Ward. But yeah, I know who Simon Parks is. Whether you believe in that is fine, but I am into all that. And there's many stuff going on. So I'm going to pull cards. I'm just going to quickly read the pink book out, and then I'm going to have to go. So let's see. Oh, did something flip then? Nope. Out of my little new deck. Good luck. Alright, that one just there. Devotion, feelings, emotion. Wow, what was that song now? Take a look in your heart. The return to innocence. The return to innocence. Oh. Yes, Tapper's put it in. Come around. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Return. Don't care what people say. Just follow your own way. Come on, cats. Yep, so he says. Right, there's another one. Oh, yep. Inner voice, yeah, when I was talking about the other thing, when I got triggered the other day, I had a really sore throat after that throat chakra talk your truth. And I do talk my truth. Not anybody else's, mine. One more. Don't care what people say, just follow your own way. Enigma, that is, isn't it? I'm just singing to myself there. The return to innocence. Oh, hey. I'm going to have to do, maybe on Thursday, another chat about energy, because I didn't talk about it properly, and the last one's just come out on what I wanted to talk about, so because my battery's going to go. So we've got devotion. We've got trust your spiritual guidance. I do. I'm not bothered about anybody else's, what anybody else is saying. Your commitment has been recognised. You are loved unconditionally. Master Buddha, increased awareness. Talk about it is an increased awareness now. You should be aware of what's going on. Deep connection, trust your inner voice. I do trust my inner voice. That's why I'm not in fear of talking out. Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. This is what I'm going to leave out. This is what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday because I can't fit it into this chat. So that is what I'm going to be talking about on, it should be Thursday. Energy. Manifestation I've talked about before, but I'll go through it again. So that's that. And I'm quickly just going to read out very quickly the old pink book of the research I did in 2017 and 18 like a mad professor, but it's in here because it's part of history. Like I said, I always read this out. I love it. I love it. I love it. Loving it like that. Oh, it's even got Boris written in here. Boris. This was from ages ago. Makes me laugh. I'll have to read this. I'll be like, what the frig does that mean? Oh, right. I've got to find this quick. Give me 5 minutes, Mr. Internet. I've got 17 thumbs up. Come on, where are you? Here it is. Right, let's go. Pointing out the existence of somebody. Yeah, thrombosis. Does that say thrombosis caused by bacteria? So, if you go and watch that Charles Ward to talk about that. In 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on first to the Bilderbergs, then he caught on to NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. Think about JFK Jr. I strategically staged my own death, allied with the one person in this world who I knew was honourable enough to trust and begin to build the plan. Penance is coming. Regardless of what you think, you are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. Remember, this was a few years ago. If you knew you would never go on, if you knew you would never sleep, many of you would never go on. You need each other. You need every one of you. Learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. This is how we grow. There's no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance. If you turn one away, you've hurt the plan. If you hurt the plan, you'll be left behind. We are watching, we see all. There are no secrets. You would never believe the files that are kept on every one of you, and for that matter, you would never believe where they are kept. Prepare for the next phase. Prepare each other. You are one, and where we go one, we go all. This was a few years ago, remember, so it might have been 2017 or 18. Just saying. So join me on Thursday. I'll let you know what time to do the whole manifesting chat. It'll probably have another bit of a chat in it as well, but I couldn't fit it all in. I went to talk about it and then went in the flow of everything because I do go with the flow. And so it'll be on, let me write this down just to remind myself because I'll forget. Of flow as well, because I did put that in. Energy flow and alignment of your authentic self. And no fear. That's what I'll write down. So I'll remember. But because I just go with the flow and don't really write things down, I just go with what's coming out of me. So thank you all for coming in. Everybody. I can't go through names because it's going to go off like it did yesterday. And I will see you on Thursday, hopefully. If it changes, I'll let you know, because things do change and we're supposed to change and we go with the flow. So where we go one week, well, please check out, I'm just going now, please check out Charles Ward Roundtable. It was brilliant, and I will see you very soon. Thank you, Dolly. What are the cards called? Oh, these were just a cheap deck if you're into cards, and it was just Keepers of the Light, these ones. So if you're into them or want to try them and you don't want, obviously, a dear deck, you've got to resonate with them as well. Some people say don't buy your own. I have to, because I have to resonate with the cards. I might get a deck that I don't like. And Rachel, you brought me a lovely one as a gift, and I love them because they're Viking ones, which are... I'll have to read these soon, actually. Get them out, the Viking ones with the lovely, like, Tiffany blue. They were quite new as well. They're really beautiful. Really beautiful. I'll have to do a deck tour because I've got about 20 odd decks. I'm a visual. I love visuals. That's why I love art. That's why I do my art and stuff. So yeah, love and light to everyone. Like I said, don't be drawn into other people's energies. Let them stew in their own stew of their energy. If they don't like it, it's tough. That's just how people are sometimes. They should just do them, and I'll do me. And I'll see you very soon. Where we go one, we go all. Keep vibing high. Like I said, if you feel a bit down sometimes, rest, do something you love. That'll bring you vibe up. Anything that makes you feel happy, do that when you're feeling a bit low. And now it says 2020. Oh my God, 20 in chat and 20 thumbs up. I'm going on that. See you soon. Yeah, there's PayPal there if anyone makes the coffee donation. That's up to you or not. It's your own free will. It's in live chat. But thank you, Tapper. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. 2020. Now it's just gone to 22. Ha ha, caught you before it moved. See you later. Bye.